A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Welcome, my lost brothers and sisters. We Mandalorians once stood proud, fierce, and wild, only to be brought down by infiltrators and have the great peace forced upon us. To bear witness to the fall of the Jedi and their allies in the Republic should have brought us joy. Instead, it only brought more despair to our people. After the Jedi were through decimating our people and land, the great peace falls upon the galaxy. Mandalore is able to rebuild, although it is a shell of its former self. Domed cities rise up to protect our citizens against the harsh conditions of the planet. The moon of Concordia, which was used for mining during the wars, is devastated. We now have no clear leader, and many conflicts and battles rise up within the clans. There is one clan that plans to take over, but they will bury our traditions and push for a peaceful Mandalore. During a fierce battle, the father and leader of Clan Kryze is killed, and his daughter Satine takes his place.
Oh my god, this is no way to behave. Why does everybody just fight with one another for what? No, oh my god, there's absolutely no reason to be throwing things at. Did you just try to shoot me? Bo, Bo-Katan, come over here right now. I swear to God, I cannot believe you would just leave me in the middle and... Oh my god, Dad? Daddy? Damn it, Bo, I can't believe you just left me here and now Daddy's dead. What are we gonna do?
There's one set of stylishly robed individuals I can call. The so-called pacifist pleads to the Jedi for protection, and many true Mandalorians lose their lives after a year of fierce battles. The heathens have now banished us to the desolate moon, where it is hoped we would die off. Our once lush and green moon Concordia was the source of our Beskar steel. During the wars, it is devastated because of overmining and destruction. Duchess Satine has a relatively peaceful transfer of power, but what kind of challenge could we have presented when our spirits had already been broken? Duchess Satine now rules Mandalore. She's a feeble leader with all the grandstandings of a queen, but with even less power. After seeing our people devastated by a war her clan started, she no longer has the stomach for violence. She pushes us to forget our traditions and tells the galaxy we are a new Mandalore. We are now pacifists with no desire to create or be part of conflicts, even when it's in our best interest to defend ourselves. She appoints a ruling council of ministers to regulate her laws, and at the head is Prime Minister Almec, her most avid supporter. Thinking she could ever pacify true Mandalorians, she appoints the head of our clan, Pre Vizsla, as governor on the desolate moon of Concordia. The sheer arrogance to think he would just sit there and watch grass grow would be part of New Mandalore's downfall. That seems to happen when you join with a Jedi. All of this because her clan was losing a battle that they never should have started. What was this all really for? Just to look good in the eyes of the Republic? The Republic is rife with corruption and greed, and is only a place where change happens when money exchanges hands. Newt Gunray, leader of the Trade Federation, was possibly the most corrupt of all the senators.
I've grown tired of the Republic taxing our trade rates and cutting in on our profits! We should determine the cost of transporting and delivering goods across the galaxy. Count Dooku and I
Yeah, right.
have come up with a plan to remove ourselves from the grip of the Republic and their meddlesome ways.
The Republic simply names them the Separatists. The famed Jedi are dispensed throughout the galaxy to maintain order as peacekeepers, but are not enough for the Republic. In response, High Chancellor Palpatine introduces a measure called the Military Creation Act, as he believes that the Separatists want to overthrow the Republic. Although not one single planet has made such claims, there are beginnings of rumors that Mandalore has begun building a secret army to do just that. Other planetary systems separate themselves from the Republic and join the Trade Federation. They name themselves the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Although, it does appear that many of these planets were bullied into this allegiance after having their trade routes blocked and their most precious goods held hostage by the Trade Federation themselves. And only Cod Haringir could help you if you lived in the Outer Rim. Unable to help themselves, the meddlesome Jedi Council sends famed Obi-Wan Kenobi to investigate these claims. If only we knew then what we know now. Jedi Master Sifo Dyas planned to use an army of clones to save the Republic. Unfortunately, more devious minds used the blood of one of our own warriors to change the galaxy forever. His name was Jango Fett. As the conflict between the Separatists and the Republic becomes more heated, 1,500 other systems with just as much distrust for the Republic come together to create a council of neutral systems. They are led by none other than Duchess Satine, further pulling her focus from her duties to her people. The Duchess may have thought she could find solace amongst these like-minded people, but rumors of the Mandalorian army have turned these indifferent heads as well. And this is how the dream of a Duchess begins to die, and those brave enough to fight take a stand. Brothers and sisters, we should thank the great Duchess for being so adamant about her peaceful ways. Otherwise, our true ways would have been lost forever. What could be done to save our people? Satine certainly had no stomach to do what was necessary to protect us. Her decision to become neutral was the catalyst that began our warrior faction known as Death Watch. We stage small attacks as acts of rebellion. The harder times become, the more brazen we become. We've even gone as far as sabotaging a Republic galactic cruiser. This is what grabbed the attention of the Republic, not some weak attempt at playing well with others. Pre Vizsla is assigned the task of finding where these rebels are located and shutting them down. The ever-pompous Obi-Wan once again followed Sabine into unknown territory without once considering that he may be out of his element. Pre took this opportunity to give them both a night they would never forget. During his investigation, Obi-Wan Kenobi discovers some clues that lead him to Concordia. To put their concerns at ease, the governor accepts Obi-Wan and the Duchess for dinner. The disrespectful set try to sneak away, but are cornered in one of the reconstructed mines used to create new Mandalorian armor for our warriors. Pre Vizsla reveals himself as the leader of Death Watch and bravely fights Obi-Wan while wielding the beautiful dark saber. Having that blade also proved he is the one true leader of Mandalore. Even though he could have easily slayed that man, Pre is wise enough to move his warriors off their base and continue his plans elsewhere. Satine and Obi-Wan have no idea how far Death Watch has grown, but it's all with the help of Count Dooku and the Separatists. Though we are weak in our early days, we are steadfast in bringing our people back to our true ways. Each failure and shortcoming brings with it a lesson, and we grow stronger. This is the way. With Obi-Wan's discovery, Mandalore is no longer as trustworthy as they once seemed. Whoever provided Chancellor Palpatine with information about Death Watch must have been the greatest spy in all of the galaxy. Now he had all the evidence he needed in order to push through the Military Creation Act. While en route to Coruscant, a plot begins to unfold against the Duchess. Tal Merrick, prince, senator, and a true believer in the ways of Mandalore, attempts to assassinate her as he believes in the ambitions of Death Watch. Sadly, Anakin Skywalker slays Tal without hesitation, undoing any efforts he's made. The Jedi's intervention saves the Duchess yet again, but it won't be the last time she's betrayed or abandoned. Satine finally makes it to the Senate and pleads her case. She says that Mandalore can handle Death Watch all on their own, and that sending so-called peacekeepers will only make Mandalore a military target. This woman is a damned fool. Little does she know that Death Watch was preparing to fight right under her nose. It was hoped that the Senate would occupy Mandalore so that they would become the saviors of our people, and they would fight with them without any moral conflict. Chancellor Palpatine, however, is unconvinced by Satine's speech. He presents a recording of one of Satine's allies, Deputy Minister Jarek, calling for the Republic to intervene because Satine has created another civil war and is ill-equipped to end Death Watch. To make matters worse for the Duchess, Jarek was assassinated before he could be questioned about this statement, and now seeds of doubt have been sowed within these new facts, and Satine is overwhelmed. She finally shows a bit of backbone and comes to the defense of her people.
Perhaps if more citizens got hysterical, they'd be more inclined to speak up when the Republic was trampling all over their rights.
Ooh. It seems the loathed cat has claws after all. But it was too little too late. The Duchess was clearly out of her depth after another assassination attempt is made on her life as she leaves the Senate. That accelerates the vote, and they approve to occupy Mandalore. The Duchess finally senses there is a plot against her and seeks out Davu Golak of the Ministry of Intelligence for the Republic. He found the original recording of Jarek, but while handing it off to Satine, a Death Watch soldier kills him, making Satine look like the murderer. This would have been a genius move if it all hadn't occurred accidentally due to a patrol bot spotting her. Realizing that she has far fewer friends on Coruscant than she'd hoped, she once again turns to Obi-Wan in order to turn the original recording over to Senator Padme Amidala, her one friend in the Senate and the sole opponent to the Military Creation Act. The recording revealed that Jarek wanted the citizens to follow Satine. He motivated them to defend themselves against Death Watch without interference from the Jedi and the Republic. He knew that foreign occupation would be the downfall of New Mandalore, and the people would rise up and take back what was once theirs and give up their pacifist ways. Now that Jarek's true words were revealed, the Senate realized that the occupation of Mandalore was no longer necessary and overturned their decision. The Duchess had won some favor with her citizens, and Death Watch was set back, but that would not last for long. The hypocrisy and irony of the entire situation is infuriating. How dare Satine, the so-called pacifist, ask our people to fight back against each other in order to stay neutral in an outsider's war? With the Duchess's friends and allies falling like flies, how much longer could she have possibly thought she could hold off the war from affecting Mandalore? There is something to be admired about her tenacity for peace. However, there is a point where indignation blinds you from reality. Satine didn't have the head for war and could not appreciate what was to come next, as greater minds had bigger plans for Mandalore, and she would not be part of them. It is here where I must end, brothers and sisters. The next time we meet, I'll tell you of how one uncorrupted Jedi and a few students from our Royal Academy exposed the source of corruption on Mandalore. The Jedi was Ahsoka Tano, and one of the cadets was Corky Kryze, the nephew of Satine. Until then, stay true, stay strong, and be bold. Be a child of Mandalore, for this is the way. If you'd like to fact check me, you can head on over to wikipedia.com, check out Star Wars Rebels, Star Wars The Clone Wars the series, and the entire Star Wars franchise. Good luck.
And thank you to Star Wars Daddy George Lucas and Star Wars Stepdaddies Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau.